So now guys, you know who it is. Subscriptions video for April 10th, I believe, is when these books were released. Back to normal time when I was making this video. Got all these ready yesterday, and all but one of the digital codes are still available, but I'll let you know which one those are. I'm drinking my coffee out of my wonderful Wonder Woman mug here that I got at Steel City. This thing is gigantic. I swear it's like 3 actual mugs. So much coffee. That being said, gonna hop right into it. This is the only digital code that's taken, and it's Wolverine number 2. The story's going just kind of a normal Wolverine story. He's hunting something, but it seems like it's now going to be a Nick Fury team-up, which is a little awkward right off the bat, but I like this kind of older-looking Wolverine. It's kind of the more retro-looking Wolverine. This gun kind of controls people, and that's where we're at this point. Nothing else really much to say about that book. It's kind of just a bland Wolverine story. Next is Fantastic Four number 6. Nice minimalistic cover here. Great appearance by one of my favorite cosmic characters, Blastar. He's put back at like the creation of the universe, the Big Bang, by some type of Celestials or something. And Fantastic Four, upon going back and going to educate themselves on this event, see him there, and they try to save him, but he ends up attacking them. Franklin uses his kind of reality warping abilities to get them out of there, and Blastar stays and is destroyed. It seems like this will be the end of Blastar in all of anything. It seemed like his ultimate demise. But I always thought Blastar was an interesting character, although I could never quite figure out what kind of animal he was. I know he's an alien, but he was like 14 different animals in one. Liked it a lot, though. Been loving that Fantastic Four series. And going from that, I got this, which the digital copy is available. Ultron number 1. I believe it's a one-shot, and it's an Age of Ultron tie-in. It talks about Ultron's son, which I didn't even know he had a son. He's apparently from the Runaways, and I've never read any of the Runaways, never got into any of it. And he's like a cyborg. This was interesting. It wasn't bad, but it was just, I mean, I don't know. It was, I could expect it. I expected what it was, but I didn't even know Ultron had a son, so that was interesting. Although it seemed like it wasn't a one-shot. It seemed like there's room for it to go, but I'm pretty sure it's a one-shot. Moving along with Age of Ultron tie-ins, we got Avengers Assemble number 14 AU. This is kind of a solo story about Black Widow. It tells of how she lost her eye. And this is really good. It seems that Avengers Assemble is becoming just a Black Widow book. There's a lot of Black Widow. The last story arc, it might still be the current story arc, is a lot about her. And just about her, you know, trying to get the red out of her ledger. Very good book, though. Loving Avengers Assemble. And pick up that digital code if you're interested. Now, this book, I think I'm going to say, is my pick of the week, although there was another one that could have been. But just because this book made me think about it a lot more afterwards, that is Superboy number 19. And this gatefold cover says, Unraveling the Secret Origin of, and then you open it up and it says, The Son of Superman and Lois Lane. And the story it tells, I'm not sure if I'm 100% still sure of what it was. But it seems that Superboy is Superman and Lois Lane's son that had a disease, and then upon him dying, Harvest came and got him from the future, brought him back to his time, trained him as his son, and then upon getting sick again, brought him back to get more DNA off Superman, and that's where he is now. It's still a little cloudy for me, but I love time travel. I love thinking about the intricacies of time travel myself, and if Superboy is actually Superman's son, that's a whole new, another just crazy amount of stories you can write for this. I absolutely love this book. Definitely my pick of the week. I haven't been on Superboy since the beginning, so some of the things I'm referencing I wasn't quite sure, but I did love it. And I'm not going anywhere from this book because I'm loving it. I can't wait to see what happens. More Age of Ultron here. We have Age of Ultron book number 5. And Last one was a bummer. It was a letdown. This one, they encountered Nick Fury in the Savage Land. He says it was a buggery built after the Skrull invasion. And I don't like where this is going. Because they have this whole plan of, well, there's two separate plans. But the plan I'm not excited about is Wolverine just making them send him back in time to kill Hank Pym. But without Hank Pym, there's no Ultron. I get that. There's no Age of Ultron. That's what they're thinking. But they already said there's also no Vision. And Vision being one of my favorite characters, even though he's not around much right now, I hope it doesn't happen because that would mean no more Vision. Although it is comic books and he could, go anywhere. But I like to think in exacts and ultimates. But, I mean, I like this. And I think when this is over, this will read a lot better in a trade. Because, I don't know, single issues is just, it's either too slow or it's just speeds through things. But either way, it's turning up and I'm liking it more. And from that book that has been an okay series getting better, we go to a series that was really good and now just towards the end of it I'm hating. That is Extreme X-Men number 13. Part 4 of the Extermination. The Exterminational story arc. I didn't read part 1, 2, or 3 because I believe they're in other books that I'm not a part of. And I hated this. It was garbage to me. I didn't like a lot of the artwork. The characters that they brought me through with Extreme X-Men, that Greg Pak developed through Extreme X-Men, are not the characters that are in this book. They're written completely different. Dazzler's not the Dazzler I thought she was in here. I just hated this. I think there's one more issue with this. This might be the last one, I'm not sure. But either way, I'm just glad it went off on that because it would not have been able to survive the way they're butchering those characters. It seemed like this week was a week of a lot of solo stories and kind of offshot stories. And with that, we have Uncanny Avengers number 6. Phenomenal, phenomenal book here. It has like a younger Thor, before he has Mjolnir, fighting Apocalypse, who was sent back in time by Rama-Tut, a.k.a. Kang, in order to kind of, destroy Thor for his own gain as well as Apocalypse's. This weave of stories that Hickman is putting us through. Actually, no, this is Remender. Sorry. This weave of stories, I guess they both do it phenomenally. Sorry. This weave of stories that Remender is just throwing together is just phenomenal. And this is going to be one for the ages. This story is going to wrap up incredibly. Rick Remender's at the top of his game, and he's at the top of the comic game. If you're not reading things Rick Remender's writing, you're missing out because it is really phenomenal. Digital code for that is available as well if you're interested. Next, a book that's just been so solid, it's hard to even praise it every week. And that is Thor, God of Thunder, and this is number 7. Part 1 of the God Bomb storyline. And I wasn't sure of what was going to be, what God Bomb meant. But upon reading this, I figured it out. Current Thor kind of meets up with old Thor. And they're going to attack Gore, the God Butcher. And upon, further review of this little character that they ran into at kind of the intersection of dimensions and realities, they threaten him to find out what he is, and he says he's the god of bombs. And I guess Gore is creating this ultimate bomb in order to destroy, it seems, everything. So I wish that this story could go on forever. I know it can't. It's also going to be hard for me to see anything of, how they write it after this story arc's over. Because, I don't know how you can write just a lot of stories based on 3D time periods. It's going to be interesting. It would be nice if they just went to single periods and then just did whatever and they could switch back and forth. That's fine. I don't mind that, but it's going to be interesting to see how they do it. But, the artwork in that is phenomenal. That book is just so solid. Have Avengers Arena number 7. We actually get to see Arcade in this, which I'm super excited about. I love seeing Arcade, and this shows how he became kind of the sadistic, just kind of basically murderer that he is in this new Avengers Arena book. he just gets mocked by all these other villains, and he has a party. And great fight with Constrictor, though. He fights Constrictor, and I'm pretty sure he actually kills Constrictor. But this was just incredible. And it's still unsure, though, of if it's kind of a game, or if it's virtual reality, or if it's real. It's interesting. I'm questioning this more and more, and I'm loving it, though. I mean, I'm not too familiar with all of the young characters, as I've said many times before, but with this book, I get to actually run into Arcade, and I'm super excited about it. I'm glad I didn't drop that. It was a fight with myself. I almost had to drop it. I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't. Next, we have Avengers number 9. Hickman with Weaver on art, with this wonderful man, Deodato, who will be taking over the art on this. I couldn't be more excited. I saw a preview of Avengers 11 yesterday, and I was just blown away. I love Deodato's artwork. The way that he's going to make these scenes epic, with Hickman writing them and Deodato making the art, it's going to be unbelievable. And you can tell his little bit of influence in here, but you can also tell he didn't have full run of what he wanted to do. This is the way the story's developing is just crazy. You get surprised every issue. You need to be reading this book along with New Avengers, which is the kind of the Illuminati side of this. Pretty much all the Avengers battle Starbrand on here, and they kind of hold back. It's an incredible book. It's an incredible story. Hickman's killing it with this. Digital code up for grabs. You need to be reading this. And the last book of the week was Uncanny XMen number 4. And this was basically, the first 8 pages of this was pretty much a recap of the last 8 pages of All New X-Men. But this has, as the conversation is the same, it has Emma Frost talking to the triplets. I can't remember their names. I'm not really familiar with them. But we do find out who decided to join Cyclops, and, you know, who they were all questioning, which I kind of called, and it was Warring Worthington III. Angel decides to go with them, and it's going to be interesting. I also like the way these newer mutants are being developed. Some of their powers are a little different, and I don't know how they're going to work in real time, like, moving forward. But I like this book, and it also appears that Magic is having some serious problems with something. Whether it's her powers, or whether it's something wrong with her in general. But she seems to be in a lot of pain and dealing with a lot of stuff. Great cover there, too. That being said, I think that's it. I may start doing a few, they're going to be like real quick videos. I was thinking about it today. One of them is going to be like anytime I run into a Thanos in a back issue I read, I'm going to just, either, it's not going to be a review on the issue itself, it's going to be a review of how Thanos, what his role in that issue was. I just ran into him in an issue of Nova, which I also want to do kind of a little series of videos about characters who I think either could have been used more and evolved more, or characters who I think need to be evolved more. And also from that issue of Nova, there was a villain named the Sphinx, who I really thought could be moved forward and could be, evolved into just a maniac. Get the digital copies if you want them. Please, I don't like them. That should be it for now. I'm going to enjoy this coffee. I made this video earlier than I usually do, so. But I thank you guys for watching, and remember, have a great day.